Hello there, and welcome to Group 5's presentation. My name is Dylan, and today, myself and my fellow colleagues will be taking you on a journey about the e-waste problem and our program eCycle, and how it can change and influence consumer behaviours to combat this rising problem in our environment and society. Part 1. Background information, e-waste.
Australia, surprisingly, is one of the highest users of technology in the world, according to ABS. And although sometimes overlooked, e-waste, if not managed correctly, can be detrimental to not only the environment, but also human health. The current problem is that less than 10% of e-waste in Australia is recycled. This has a range of impacts, both for health and the environment. To understand the scale of the figure, out of the 15.7 million computers sent to landfill, only 1.5 million computers were recycled. This is a figure that needs to be changed. Australia are facing several challenges in regard to e-waste, the main one being the motivation to recycle the products. Due to the lack of education surrounding the matter, the general public views the procedure as futile and pointless. This is resulting in a large quantity of electronics not being recycled. E-waste recycling is also facing the challenge of insufficient government funding, which can make program management hard. Another challenge is having a heavy reliance on networks, which include partners, local councils and community facilities, which at the moment are very minimal.
I will explain the theory of plant behavior. At first, you can see a diagram over there. Follow the diagram. The theory states that attitude, subject nouns, and perceived behavior non-control together shape an individual's behavioral intentions and behaviors. Both models are based on the premise that individuals make logical, reasoned decisions to engage in specific behavior by evaluating the information available to them. After that, I will talk about pasta tempers and how it failed. I have selected 3 companies as example, which is TechClack, Mobile Master, and Return. TechClack and Mobile Master are doing recycling service for computers and phones. The first reason for they failed is less number of recycling store. I checked the website and it only shows 1 store in Wollongong near university, and that's not enough for a city. And if you want to do it online, that's the second reason for why they failed, because it is too complex. You need to make an appointment first, and they will send you a box. And when you receive that box, you need to put your phone and your computer into that box and send it back. It's too complex for people to do recycling, so they failed. Let's talk about Return N next. Return N are doing recycling service for bottles. It offers a 10-cent refund to customers for depositing ineligible drink containers at return point. I believe quite a lot of people had used that before, but there are 2 problems. The first is the fixed requirements for recyclable containers. For example, the big bottle of milk, that bottle is not recyclable. The machine cannot accept it. And the second problem is less volume of return point. One machine can only accept 5 containers one day, and there are only a few machines in return point. Last time I have been there, all the machines have been full, so I only can bring all the bottles back and come again tomorrow. These 2 problems shows why it is not successful.
A situational analysis was performed on the electronic recycling industry. What was found that there are many barriers for recycling electronics to reduce e-waste. These include internal barriers such as attitude, as like recycling with plastic, cross-contamination is a big problem that reduces the effectiveness of the behavior, and with electronics it's no different. Furthermore, there are external barriers such as location or operating hours, as at the moment, most recycle plants for electronics or related services aren't in fully accessible areas for all the public and have strict opening hours. There are monetary costs for this behavior. These include travel and loss of resale value, as most plants or services for recycling electronics give no monetary reward or even charge a fee for the consumer to partake in this behavior. Then there are non-monetary costs. These include time, as there is different travel time between most plants or related services from residential zones. Furthermore, there is a physical labour cost, as depending on how much the consumer deposits and what types of products they recycle, this behaviour can be physically demanding for some. Although many benefits are created as a result of this desired behaviour, as this behaviour allows the creation and supply of a second-hand market for electronic materials, such as phones, or the materials themselves, such as copper and gold for B2B. And this creates less e-waste in landfill overall, as electronic goods are broken down into materials to make new electronics or resold to other consumers. Part 2, the proposal, e-cycle.
Slide 14, target market. The demographic is seen as 18 to 24-year-olds, both male and female. The psychographic is the use of electronics such as computers and phones every day in their life. Care about the environment, usually upgrade or purchase new phones or computers every 1 to 2 years. The geographic is the urban in New South Wales, effectively Wollongong, Sydney and Newcastle. Benefits: alternative to throwing away their old or damaged phones or computers that have a low resale value.
For concept testing our social marketing program, we chose to do an online computer administrated survey. We chose the Google Forms platform as it was free and didn't have a question limit, unlike other platforms such as SurveyMonkey, but lacked certain functionality such as not having a traditional ordinal question function. The online computer administrated survey was selected due to it being easy to set up, free, and easy to monitor responses as they were in real time, as well minimize the hassle of trying to organize face-to-face in-depth interviews in a COVID-19 world. The survey contained a range of quantitative questions with a few qualitative questions to gauge attitudes and past behaviors in the sections of opinion on recycling, on the return and earn program, knowledge about recycling electronics, and the e-cycle program design. Survey results. Our questionnaire in the end received 43 responses in total, but only 11.6% was of the target market due to respondents sharing the survey on our social media, which attracted unwanted individuals. Roughly 50% were aware of the benefits of recycling electronics, 80% had a positive view about recycling, 90% they always recycled, 60% had a negative view on how recycling is handled in New South Wales. The opinion on return and earn and effectiveness was split 50-50. Most recommendations for a service like return and earn for electronics were to have a flexible monetary reward system, e.g. payment based on weight, as well being able to receive bank credit versus credit for shops like Coles or Woolies. The most important factors that influenced if the respondent would partake in a program such as e-cycle was time, accessibility, location, intentions, logistics, and financial return. 81.2% of respondents said they would partake in a program such as e-cycle. Based on these results, we use these to influence the design of our product/service, e-cycle.
Slide 18, how it works, part 1. In the background, you will see a short clip of the Google SketchUp model we have made for e-cycle. Step 1. The users turn up to the station. Centres and stations can be found on the website or via Google Maps. Step 2. They scan their phone through the app or Google Pay/Apple Pay or member card for the elderly. Step 3. On the screen, they select the items they are depositing in the station, example phone or 2 laptops. 4. Place product on the scale individually depending if there is a product type and mix. Step 5. Recyclable tags and printed and placed onto the items. Slide 19, How It Works Part 2. On the screen you will see a mobile e-cycle collection center, also made on SketchUp. Step 6. Tag is placed onto the top of the product on the belt. Step 7. Product is processed into the station. Step 8. Payment is printed. Step 9. Consumer takes payment or scans for instant transfer. And step 10. 2 weeks later, the user is sent an email or app notification saying what they recycled went towards. Example, 20% went into building a new phone, etc.
In social marketing, price is regarded as what it will cost the target audience to adopt or abandon the behavior. Social costs for e-cycle include social stigma, as an individual's social groups may react negatively to their new desired behavior and sway or inform them to just sell their electronics second-hand as they'll make more of a monetary reward off it, or just to revert back to their old behavior and they're wasting their time and should just put it in the red bin. Next is time costs. This is costs such as travel and wait times to use the e-cycle facilities. Next is hedonic costs. These could be individuals feeling that it's better just to sell the electronics second-hand first, and then if no one buys it, then recycle it as a last resort. Or just sell it or throw it in the red bin altogether. Next are financial costs. These include travel to the facilities, e.g. parking or transport, and the loss individual may incur on their previous phone purchase, as they may gain way less than what they could gain from selling it second-hand on the second-hand market. In social marketing, product can be regarded as the behavior that is being encouraged or discouraged. The core product is the benefit we are trying to achieve from the desired behavior. For e-cycle, this is to reduce e-waste in New South Wales. And then there is the actual product. This is the behavior being sold to the target audience. In the case of e-cycle, this is recycling electronics versus putting them in the red bin. While the augmented product is all the tangible objects and services that add value to the product/behavior. For e-cycle, this is our companion app, educational tools, free workshops, and our rewards program, as these objects and services will increase the chance of behavioral change, as they will increase the engagement with our target audience. E-cycle also provides a range of social proposition value from the behavior, as the more often the individual continues the desired behavior, the greater the monetary reward becomes for them, as the weight value per product type increases. Thus, they have a positive incentive to continue the desired behavior. There also is the opportunity to get sponsors on board, which could allow e-cycle to provide a mutual benefit agreement with potential relevant sponsors. For example, regular users of e-cycle could get monetary discounts for a Samsung phone if they recycled their previous Samsung phone with an e-cycle station, vice versa. In social marketing, place can be thought of as the location the behavior is performed. Therefore, it is crucial that e-cycle stations are convenient and accessible to the majority of the public by being located near communal hubs or well-travelled areas, e.g. near a popular train station or suburb, to ensure it is easy to perform the desired behavior and to lower the opportunity costs for our target audience, e.g. time and travel costs. Promotion in social marketing can be thought of as the message that is communicated to the target audience. Therefore, for promotion, we will be using media advertising. First is paid media. This refers to external marketing efforts that involve a paid placement, e.g. display advertising or sponsorships. Our paid media strategy will be to use opinion leaders that are relevant to attract our target audience and communicate the benefits of e-cycle and how it reduces e-waste, thus improving awareness. Next is earned media. This is publicity gained through promotional efforts or users. Our earned media strategy will be to encourage users to share their experience of using e-cycle stations. This strategy is a double-edged sword, as word of mouth, known as WOM, can be positive or negative, but any publicity is good publicity. Therefore, if it is positive, users may interact with each other, thus improving engagement, and at the worst, it will raise awareness of e-cycle in the market. And lastly is owned media. Owned media is media directly under the control of the organization. Thus, for e-cycle, we will use our own social media channels to publish educational and informative content that will try to persuade viewers to adopt our desired behavior. Therefore, with promotional strategies at eCycle, it is crucial that our message of eCycle's benefits and uses is consistent to ensure integrated marketing communications, as all internal and external stakeholders of our program, e.g. consumers, opinion leaders and staff, will be on the same page. So that's all folks. Hopefully you can now see the importance of the e-waste question and how our campaign eCycle, modelled after Return and Earn, can help change consumer behaviours to combat this rising threat to our environment.